Hey, what is going on guys? It's Christopher here, and today I thought I would talk to you guys about how I achieved an Atar of 98.5 in my HSC in 2018 in New South Wales, and the journey I went through to achieving that Atar. Let's do it. But before we get into the nitty gritty of my particular Atar and how to actually achieve a high Atar of a 96 or a 91 or whatever the goal may be, I want to introduce you guys a little bit to my story and how I came to achieve this Atar. So I attended the same school from kindergarten to year 12, and I completed my higher school certificate, or HSC as we call it in New South Wales, Australia, in 2018. And in doing so, I achieved a rank of 98.5. People often ask, how does this Atar actually translate to anything meaningful, and what does the importance of the Atar actually hold? So the Atar stands for the Australian Tertiary Admission Rank, and it's essentially a rank between 0 and 99.95 that decides how you stand across the entire state. Universities then use this number to pick students and offer them courses, whether that be in business or law or engineering, across many unis across the state. So for example, a 70 Atar is more of a mid-range mark, whereas an 85 Atar might be considered quite high. And an engineering course, for example, at one uni might have a lower Atar cutoff than at another uni. So the question becomes, how did I achieve this Atar? Now looking back, the pivotal point for me when I try to tell this story is in year 9, when I first failed an exam. This exam was in mathematics, and I managed to get 45% in this exam. Now I believe it was a half yearly, and so it wasn't as pivotal as the yearly, but it really brought a shock to my system. And I wondered how this happened. In reality, it was a bad attitude and lack of effort that led to this point, and I had to redesign my study strategy if I ever hoped of achieving the marks that I used to get, or having some kind of consistent level of marks, particularly in the 80s and 90s, that I would need to achieve a high Atar. Now obviously the Atar is 4 years away, so I wasn't really thinking about that at the time, but I just thought to myself, I should try and put some effort in, I should try and do well. And I really look back at the Chris from year 9 and think there was a rather mature decision to make, to go, I need to start studying hard and I need to buckle down if I want to do well. Because, you know, before that point, I was rather immature in terms of my attitude towards school. Like, I did well because I guess I was naturally gifted for the easier, lower level subjects in year 7 and 8 and below that. But once I hit year 9 and things became more competitive and subjects became harder, I was unable to just cruise through like I previously was. So I decided to change up my study habits and essentially go from doing no study to doing all the study I possibly could. And for 1.5 years, this is essentially what I did purely for this math subject. In the rest of my subjects, I was tracking okay, but also didn't care about them as much, as I knew maths was fun to me, at least in the past, and I was good at it, so I thought I should really hone into it. The problem was that after this 1.5 years of study, I was still stuck at 70%. Essentially, 1.5 years of study with no progression really hit me hard by the end of year 10, and I wondered if I could keep going. And although I had 1.5 years of setbacks, essentially, I decided to keep going. I decided to say that I'm going to persevere throughout this because I know that I can achieve the mark that I want, because I believe in myself. Now it sounds cliche, like a motivational video type thing, but it's essentially what I had to do if I wanted to achieve well. If I decided to give up there and then, 1.5 years wasn't enough time, then I would never have achieved this Atar or any good marks in these subjects, and I wouldn't be making this video right now. And lucky for me, hope was right around the corner, as in year 11 was my breakthrough year, where even at the very beginning we had a topic test where I still managed to get a 70%. In each formal test that we had throughout year 11 for both 2-unit and 3-unit mathematics, I managed to achieve a mark of 90% or above. I was astounded. I'd finally done it. I'd actually achieved this mark that I wanted through my hard work and dedication. So in essence, the moral of the story is perseverance. If you want to get a high Atar, if you want to achieve anything that requires persistent effort and practice, that's what you need to do. You need that perseverance. Of course, you can persevere through a brick wall for as long as you want, but that won't necessarily get you anywhere. So the second part of this obviously is a direction. You need to know where you want to go, and then once you have your plan, you'll know how you need to get there. Now this took further time to develop, and I had the help of teachers and other people guiding me and mentoring me through what kind of habits I needed, along with my own testing to see, what was necessary to achieving a high Atar. Now obviously perseverance alone won't get you there, but you will need a plan of attack and you will need direction to help you achieve your goals. You can't just hope to study the night before or start the assignment the morning of even and try to finish it in time and be able to still attain a high mark, because these things take time to mature. Nothing of value is created really quickly and in a small time frame. Time needs to be dedicated to it if it's going to be a success. So the students in my year, and I'm assuming at all schools, who manage to study the night before an exam and still get a 90% plus, or put bare minimum effort into an assignment and still do well, those are far and in between. Some students can pull it off more consistently than others, but overall it will not suffice. You will have to build habits and routines that allow you to consistently perform well if you are going to succeed in the HSC. Now, I don't want that to be off-putting for anyone who was looking for some kind of quick fix way to get a high Atar, because it's really just not going to happen. But putting in the consistent effort is rewarding. Essentially, the way year 11 and 12 is set up is so that you have these tests throughout both years that allow you to track your progress, and some teachers set topic tests and small quizzes that again allow you to track your understanding and make sure you are on top of your work. And that's quite pivotal and quite helpful, because it can be reassuring. If you're now achieving higher marks, you can get confidence that you can do it. And if you're not quite there yet, then you get feedback on what you're missing, so you will be there when the time comes. I hear a lot of people saying that the Atar is not for me, or I could never get a 90, or I could never get an 80. But these things just aren't true. I personally believe that anyone can achieve a high Atar. I mean, if I did it, anyone could do it. It's also good to remember though that the Atar isn't everything, and that's an extreme cliche to say, but it really is true. Looking back on it now, once I finished the HSC and I'm kind of waiting for university to start, I look and realize how little the Atar now means. I'm in university. The Atar doesn't have a hold on me, or no one cares about my Atar either anymore. This thing that I thought about quite a lot, almost day in and day out as the days ticked down for year 11 and 12, no longer holds any bearing to me, and I almost forget the numbers sometimes. But in saying that, the reason why I make this video is so people out there can understand that it's possible to achieve a high Atar, and the quality really needed for that is perseverance, and then obviously a direction and a plan as well. But I think that's probably going to wrap it up for this video, so I hope you guys enjoyed it and got some value out of this video. And if you have any questions or queries about the Atar or the HSC, to pop them down in the comment section below and I'll get to them as quick as I can. And I just hope that you guys really understand that achieving a high Atar is possible if you put the effort and work in. So if it's something you are interested in achieving, then definitely strive for it, because it is quite rewarding to achieve the goals that you set out to achieve. So thanks for watching, guys. Please hit like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. It helps me out a lot as a small creator, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.